There's a little tack on to the beginning of the show. So Toby and I, after the show ended, Toby and I had a little conversation. Murrin, buy the Super Nintendo 3DS. You can get all these amazing virtual console games. Like you can get all.
You can buy Chicken Wiggle.
You can buy Chicken Wiggle. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's number one. But there's so many great games you can buy. Like you got to get this. Get it, Murrin. I have faith in you. I love you, Murrin. Bye.
This episode is brought to you by all of our patrons. To become a patron, head over to patreon.com/makeusbetter. This week's executive producers are Nick from Next Level Games, Joel Brooks, James Johnson, Sheldon Benedict, Jesse Armstrong, and Glocko Schaefer. Our newest Patreon supporter is Joey Hare.
And welcome to episode 12 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, Toby Thornton. What is up, Toby?
What is up, Bowie? I got cornered and shaved.
I love it. I love it.
You can stop banging on about it now.
I love it. I love it, man. It is the best. Like, who made you do it? Did Karina tell you to chop it?
Well, it was annoying me, so
good.
I don't know.
Thank God.
Anyway,
thank God.
Now everyone can see that my head is the same width as my neck.
Yes, it's not like this gigantic woo. Like, what the hell was that going on, man?
Yeah.
It was craziness. So, okay, before we jump into our geek outs, I kind of wanted to ask you something first. Or you know what? We should do our geek outs first, and then before we do our first topic, we'll get into it.
You sure?
Yeah. All right, so let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our geek outs.
Geek outs.
Toby, what are you geeking out about?
I am geeking out about the create mode on Chicken Wiggle.
Oh, Lordy B.
Dude, this is the best level editor I have ever come across. And the reason why that is because the whole game was created using the editor, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anything in the main game, you can put in your own levels. Everything. All the enemies, all the block types.
Yep.
Like, everything. All the behaviors. Like, it is 100% you can make Chicken Wiggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is amazing. And like you say, it is exactly what Nintendo should have done with Mario Maker.
Dude, you could put tags on it so people can find people could search your name and find it.
Yeah,
you can't do that. You can't do that with the other one, man. You have a code, and then once you do the first level, you can go back and search people's other levels, but you have to find the first level. It's so horrible, man.
It sounds like hyperbole. It sounds like we're all, it's an indie darling, let's love it. But honestly, Mario Maker could learn something from Chicken Wiggle in terms of the creation. So I'm just so impressed with it. So Jules Watsham has done just a phenomenal job. And
Jules is a man.
And if you like, retro pixel games like platformers, and you've got a little bit of a creative streak to you, just spend the money for it. It is 100% worth it.
It's only $14, dude. It's
and in the UK it was like $13.49 in the UK. So
it's well worth its money, man. So worth it. It's the main storyline game is not that difficult. And when I talked to Jules about it, he was like, "Look, I figured that when people were doing the creator mode, they were going to make the balls hard levels." He's like, "So why should I do that? I should just make something that's enjoyable for people, a little bit of a challenge, have a good time with it, enjoy it, and then we'll get into the other stuff." And here's the other thing. Unlike Mario Maker, there's various ways to end your levels. You can do a level that's like a coin collection. You have to collect 100 coins, and then or whatever they are, the tokens, whatever, the jewels. You can either do that, or you can do there's one like Take Me Home, where you have to guide a guy through the level to getting back to the end, and there's so much. Plus, or just go find the chicken at the end of the level. It is so deep, dude. I don't know if you've noticed, like, Nick from Next Level Games, dude. I saw him yesterday. He was going ballistic. He's been posting like crazy.
I've saved his like posts so I can play his levels. But
it's cool, man. It's cool. He's
when
I talked to him yesterday, he was just like, dude, these levels, man. He goes, I'm loving this game. I'm loving, and it's amazing because number one, he's not a digital guy at all. So I kept like harping on him, like, this is good. This is gonna be good, man. You need to get it. And then when we all got it, we started talking about it. He was like, I gotta get it. So he's loving it. That's number one.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, it's like people are hesitant to buy it. But when they do, they go, oh my god, dude, this is really good.
Yeah, man. Like, as far as I'm concerned, this is a new Super Nintendo game.
Oh, I agree.
Like, that's what it feels like. The music, the graphics, like, everything about it. Like, I was getting serious Yoshi's Island vibes from it. And I know you've made the comparison to Yoshi before, but it is, like, you're going, you know, like in Yoshi's Island, you do the castles and you collect the keys to get through the doors, and you can have keys in your own levels, and it's just, it's so good. It talks to me on a deep level.
You know what I think it is? Like, the mainline story is kind of like a tutorial for what you can actually do when you start building your own levels. It's almost like this game is really, truly just a level creator game. And the beginning portion of it, like the single player, the solo player campaign, is more like, hey, this is all the stuff you can do. This is giving you a taste of everything.
You're right, because there's no built-in tutorial or explanation in the creator, so you have to learn by playing the main game, and that's why, like, the level that I've made so far, it's only included elements that I found in the first world. Yeah. So, you know, you've got the enemies that you encounter in that world, the sort of blocks that you get in that world. So I'm sure, like, because there's things in the creator that I've looked at and I've gone, I have no idea what that block does, and I'm just going to leave it until I play it in the main game, I know how it works.
So good. Myself, I got two quick geek outs. One's going to be quick. One's going to be, well, you know me. They'll probably both be long. So the first one is, last night I reached 900 subscribers, and I cannot thank the community enough for that. Ever since Splatoon 2 hit, actually ever since I had Josh Thomas on Nintendo Talk Live, it's just taken to a whole nother level. So I owe him a thank you, first off, for kind of putting me on the map a little bit. And then ultimately, like, all the fans, dude, it's crazy, dude. And I don't even like calling them my fans. It's just like my friends. Like
the community.
The community, man. Because they embrace us so hardcore. Like, the people that are on Discord are the hardcore of our fans. Like, those people that are in there, Toby, they're the ones that, like, show up to every stream, hang out, talk during the streams. It's crazy. I actually had to put mods on my YouTube channel because trolls are starting to show up. And, like, that's like awesome. Like, I love that factor, but whatever. It's cool. But the other thing I'm geeking out about is this. So I said I went to go meet my boy Nick yesterday. Yeah. He had a block party at his store, Next Level Games, in New Jersey. Yeah. So anybody that's in New Jersey, I really strongly suggest, or Pennsylvania, or New York, like, if you're in the outskirts, you definitely got to go to this store. I mean, this store is really phenomenal. So what I did was, first things I bought was, the first one was, I got to move this so I can make sure that people could see it, but I bought a...
Dude, what is that? That's Japanese.
It's Japanese. It's a Famicom game. It's Goonies 2. The Famicom game.
Goonies 2. Yeah, I've seen people play that.
There's Mikey. There's Mikey up top, and then there's Ma Fratelli is there and stuff, and it's like really, really cool, man. It's awesome.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah.
I love this game on the NES. So I was like, I got to get this one. So that's,
but Bobby, have you got anything to play it on?
No. I'm just buying it just because I like
get a Retron 5 because it can play the Japanese cartridges.
Okay, here's another one. This is a good one, Toby. Super Mario, dude. Famicom game, Japanese. Dude. I was like, I have to have it. The only question is, I'm assuming it's Super Mario Brothers 1, but it's hard to tell because there's all kinds of stuff going on in this picture. Like, as you can see, like, it's like there's like, I can't tell if it's Super Mario Brothers 2 or 1.
I don't think it's 2.
There's a lot of stuff going on. It's kind of
there is a lot going on.
So, but
I recognize that artwork, but I can't remember which one.
I gotta check it out. I'll look on it and find out. Then I just bought these two, just because I like this one. This is Wii Sports Resort.
Nice.
For some reason, I got rid of it. I don't know why I got rid of it, but I like.
It's good.
I like the archery in it. I like the basketball in it. Like those were two things that I really liked.
I wish they carried over some of the Wii Sports 1 games.
Yeah.
And perfected them, adding Motion Plus.
Well, with on Wii U, I have Wii Sports or I have Wii Sports on Wii U, and they did.
Oh, right.
They put it in HD and they perfected it. Like you should go get it, really. And the nice thing about that is you don't have to buy them all. You can buy whatever sport you like.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy the whole kit and caboodle.
I forgot that they did that.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. Then I bought this one, Super Mario.
Oh, dude! All right,
Mario.
I bought that game and I played it till the end.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it, but then over the years, I've just heard people trash on it, and the more I think about it, and the more I compare it to the original Paper Mario, I can see why it rubs people the wrong way. But I think if you take it on its own merits, it's a good game.
So for me, that's the first Paper Mario game I ever played.
Yeah.
I never played the other ones, right? And I really liked it. But when I played it, my friend gave it to me.
Yeah.
He let me borrow it. And I got like halfway through it, and then he was like, "Hey man, can I have that game back? Because I want to play it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay," because he didn't even play it; it was brand new, and I took it off his hands. And so I'm like, "Dude, this is." I fell in love with it, but then I let it go. So I want to go back and I want to play. I want to beat it. So,
Bobby, though, you've not played the N64 original.
No.
Oh man, I think you would seriously enjoy that game. Is that the
1,000-Year Door?
No, that's the GameCube one. I've not actually played the GameCube one.
Because I hear 1,000-Year Door is like the best of them all.
People always say that, and I could go out and track down a physical copy, but I really want them to just put it on Switch Virtual Console or remake it.
Yeah, me too. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we jump into our first topic, I would be remiss if I did not talk to you about this. And I hope that you're not doing something that'll kind of screw it up. But Shenmue.
Shenmue, yeah.
Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
You saw Alan post about it this week. And
yeah. I've seen a lot of people...
Yeah, a lot of people are bagging on it.
Yeah.
I want to kind of get your feel, because you're a patron. You were not a patron.
I backed
Kickstarted it. You backed it on Kickstarter. Yeah. What's your feel?
So I'm like a huge Shenmue fan. Like I grew up playing the first two on Dreamcast, multiple playthroughs of them. I just love everything about them. And for years, I really wanted 3 to come. I never thought it would, and there was like, they made Shenmue Online for a bit, but then that never came to fruition. And then it was like suddenly announcement at E3, like dreams come true. And I knew when it was announced that they would never get enough money together to make it as big and as fully like realized as it should be. Because the first 2 games were some of the most expensive games ever made at the time. And $3 million sounds like a lot, but that's not even going to make a dent in what this game needs. Mm-hmm. So my expectations aren't overly high. Like, I'm happy for it to look like a Dreamcast game as long as it plays the same and it continues the story. And right now, I think the way it looks is like if you basically took the assets of the old games and put them in Unreal Engine, and just doing that, it doesn't necessarily look how it should. Like, there is some definite like artistic issues like going on with the characters. Like, they look a bit shiny. Bearing in mind, like, this game is still very early in development. I don't think it's coming. Like, it's been delayed. I don't think it's even going to come in 2018. Like, I hope they take as long as they need. So, I'm not too concerned about there not being facial animations. Yu Suzuki, like he said that it's still in development. They deliberately didn't put animations in the trailer, which is weird. Like, why would you take that out? Because people are going to comment on it. But yeah, like, I'm still very excited about it, and I think the environments look amazing. Like, the detail in like the little tea set that they showed in the trailer and the villages and everything. Like, it all looks good, and the music sounds great. So I'm still optimistic about it.
Well, let's put it this way. So we've had this conversation multiple times. I never touched the game before, never played a game, don't know nothing about it. I actually heard about it because of you, I mean, I watched it during E3, but after that, like, you were so through the roof hyped, and you supported it, and I was like, well, tell me about it. Like, I had no clue about it. So me going in blind, watching this trailer, I feel like, one, people are so over analytical, it's not even funny. I don't feel like this thing is as bad as people make it out to be. Like, I looked at it and I was like, this game looks good to me. Like, I want to play this game. I literally will go buy this game. Like, the world assets look phenomenal, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that world looks so realistic.
It's pretty, yeah.
So, and me looking at it, when I looked at it, I was like, well, they're still in early development. Maybe they haven't added the shading and stuff to the characters. Maybe they haven't toned it up a little bit. You know, it's like, give it time. Like, this is nuts. People are acting like this game is coming out tomorrow. And they're flipping out. It's like, dude, they're giving you a teaser trailer to show you, hey, we're working on this. We're doing something. We're making progress. Like, it's so unfathomable how people are just bagging on this so badly. And I was just like, man, I didn't really see that big of an issue. Like, even the characters, like, being shiny. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I didn't care. Like, look at it. I played Metal Gear Solid 5. It, like, that game, they're a little shiny in that game. You know what I mean? Like, it happens sometimes. Like, it's not about the... It's always not about the aesthetics. It's about how the game plays, how the game feels, the storylines, all that. Like, it blows me away how we've diverted so far from what a game is and what makes a great game, that if the game doesn't look 1080, 60 frames, perfect, realistic, like spot on, people hate it. And it's like, get off your high horse, man. And maybe that's, again, I say it all the time, and maybe it's because it's the era I grew up in. Like, dude, I came with some crappy looking games that were amazing games. Like, at the end of the day, like, there's some games out there. Dude, I just bought this game here, right? I gotta tell you, looks like trash, but it's a fun game. You know what I mean? And it's so come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's nonsense.
So, but whilst we're on the subject of Shenmue 3, one of my news topics later on was going to be about Shenmue 3, but obviously I don't think we're going to talk about that now because we're just talking about it. So I'm going to just go over a few of the things in the article. So basically, you said the facial animations were cut. He did promise that improvements would be made. They've got a new publisher, Deep Silver. So that's allowed them to take longer on the game, increase its scope. He predicts that the campaign will take 30 hours to complete. So this is not a small game.
No, man.
And apparently there's things in it that I didn't even know about. He mentioned that you can do wood cutting as a job. Because you can do like jobs in the old games, like driving forklifts and that. So you can do wood cutting, you can catch fish and sell the fish that you catch. There's going to be forklift truck racing again. So there's like all these things that they're adding in, and they're completely changing the fighting system, because the old fighting system was based on Virtual Fighter. Okay. They sort of imported that into the game and modded it a bit, but apparently they're going to drop that from the old games and they're introducing a new system. So that's going to be quite interesting, I think. Cool. So,
that's pretty cool. Yeah. Listen, I said it. I'm going to buy the game. I'm definitely buying the game now, because I'm like, I watched that. I was like, kind of getting hyped about this. This is kind of cool. I want to check this out. So, you know, it's a shame it's not coming to Switch, but no. All right, so we're going to jump into our topics. Do you want to do yours first or mine first, or what do you want to do?
Let's do mine first. Okay. So my topic is Secret of Mana was announced that it's being remade for PlayStation 4 and Vita, and I think PC as well. They showed a little teaser trailer of it. It's very cartoony looking characters. It shows the bit where he gets the sword at the start of the game, and then he's flying off on a creature, and it's like not a lot was shown, but it was sort of dropped out of nowhere. And it almost feels like nobody cares, and there's not really been massive fan reaction to it. You know, people have done a few reaction videos and talking about it, but like nothing in the way that, like, when Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced, like that was a big deal, and everyone's freaking out about it. And I want to know, like, why aren't people freaking out in the same way about Secret of Mana remake?
Okay, first question to you I would throw is this. Did you play Secret of Mana originally?
I have played it. I've not beat it, but I played it.
Okay. So I bought it when it originally came out. I played it, beat it. I liked it, but I don't feel like it's the strongest of the games that came out during the SNES era.
Right.
The one that if they would have announced, which is Chrono Trigger, you would have seen people absolutely explode. Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, they all kind of hit right around the same time. Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, like the SNES back in the day was like this huge juggernaut for JRPGs. Square really dropped a lot of games on the Nintendo console. That's why it was such a bittersweet to watch them leave to go to Sony when they left. So at the end of the day, though, you look at what's happening, and I feel like, number one, I feel like there is, like, if you go to the trailer's blowing up. Like, there's a lot of people commenting on it and such. There's another issue to it, and that's why is it not coming to the Switch? And that's a real, true issue. Especially in my mind, it is definitely. Reason being is this game originated on the SNES. It's coming to the SNES Classic. So it's like, well, why wouldn't you put this on the Switch?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It just makes no sense. So I think people are kind of more enraged than they are excited for it. I think if you would have heard that it was coming to the Switch, I think you would have gotten a lot more praise, which bodes well, honestly, for what Nintendo is doing right now, in my mind, because it's showing that people want to play on the Switch, and when stuff isn't coming to the Switch, they're just like, okay, oh well, ho hum. My first reaction was when I heard this, and I've talked about this a couple times already. My first reaction was, well, it's just not strong enough to handle it. But it's coming to the Vita, so there's no reason.
Yeah, it clearly is. It's not exactly. It looks nice, but it's not like a full blown like AAA experience. Like Final Fantasy VII, is going to be like,
and that's the other thing I was going to say is when you look at the two games, Final Fantasy VII is like a huge thing. You know what I mean? Like Final Fantasy VII is like in the terms of, I feel like it's 6 and 7. They are the two biggest RPGs Square ever did for the Final Fantasy series. Like you can flip flop the two. Some people love 6, some people love 7, but nobody ever points at them and goes 6 sucked, 7 sucked. Everybody loves those two. Like across the map, everybody loves those two. So with Secret of Mana, though, everybody liked it, but it wasn't this huge.
I don't know,
outcry.
man. In the trailer, it says one of the best RPGs of all time. Like people do.
Square talking.
No, people do say that, Bobby. Like you can't say that people don't say that because they do.
Secret of Mana.
Yeah,
I
think it's one of the aside from A Link to the Past, it's probably the best action RPG ever made.
I disagree. I think Chrono Trigger is far well and above and beyond.
Yeah, but Chrono Trigger is different. It's not a complete action RPG, is it?
It is.
No, it's not. Chrono Trigger has you go into battle, and then you pick your attacks. It's not like you're spamming a button to swipe your sword around. So. Yeah. But like, I feel like it's not a big deal in the same way that Final Fantasy VII is because nobody asked for it. Nobody was screaming for a Secret of Mana remake, and I think that's because it's quite, it's a timeless game because of the pixel art and the music and everything. It's not like it needs a remake in the same way.
You're absolutely true. When you say that, you're absolutely right because with Final Fantasy VII, those polygons really suck back on the Sony.
They didn't have fingers. They just had big blobby fists.
Yeah, and so it needed an upgrade.
Yeah.
When you look at the 16-bit era, those games do not need an upgrade. Those games are timeless. As we've moved forward, there was a time where you might go, yeah, we need an upgrade. We need an upgrade to this game. But it eventually hit that point where it was like, no. These look amazing. Like these are really good.
interesting, isn't it? The era of 16-bit games, like that is the peak of like games before they went 3D, pretty much, and that's when they look their best. Because like, how many pixels? Like it jumps from this many pixels to a few more pixels, and all of a sudden, the more pixels there are, the worse it looks.
Yeah.
And then it's like you have to have millions and millions of pixels, like today's games, like for them to look good. So it's really interesting. Yeah.
People like when you go through the other thing, when you go through the trailer, people are asking for a Chrono Trigger one.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing where I get in and I say this, Toby, and I'm not being facetious at all. Like when you look at this, it's like when the SNES Classic came out, the first thing every single person said,
"Yeah, where's Chrono Trigger?
Where's Chrono Trigger? Why is Secret of Mana on here? And where's Chrono Trigger?" So to me, I think that's a huge tell. Like, it's a Square trailer that's saying like this is one of the greatest RPGs of all time, or whatever. Like, that's promotion. That's marketing saying that. Like, I know a lot of people love this game, but I don't
still say that a lot of people, like, on the 100 best games list that you see, a lot of the time Secret of Mana is near the top. Like,
but every single time, I guarantee you.
All right, you're right. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is in front of it, but I'm just saying that. How can it not be a big deal though? Like,
I'm not saying it. I just feel like that. First off, it was weird how they dropped it. Just in the middle of the week, they didn't make like a fanfare, you know. Like with that was the other thing. Like when they did Final Fantasy VII, it was like at a press conference. It was a huge thing. Like
live reaction.
Yeah, man. You had this thing just take off with it. This was just like the middle of the afternoon. They just dropped the trailer and was like, "Here you go, guys. Go check it out." Like it was like
so weird.
It was very weird how they did it, and I think it was a lot to do with the handling of it. A lot to do with the game that they chose to go with, to lead with. The fact that game is missing on one console in particular, where people are actually questioning every time. Like, here's the thing: like when you look at Mega Man Legacy 2, when you look at Disney Afternoon Collection, when you look at this game now, when these games are missing where they originated at, they're not blowing up.
It's so weird, isn't it? Because that's the number one thing that you see on these announcements. Why isn't it on Switch? That just makes no sense. And you think, what are you thinking? Like, come on.
That's what blows me away, is like, it just kills me that the fans, it's the first thing fans are saying right now. And it's like, and it's not like one person. Like, you go through the thread. I went through the thread of the, because when you sent me to the topic, I was like, I hadn't seen the trailer yet. I was like, let me go watch the trailer. Well, let me see what the people are saying below. And I went down and looked through, and it was like, there was a lot of, where's Chrono Trigger? Can you do Chrono Trigger? And then there was a lot of like, oh, I'm really excited. And then there was a lot of, why isn't this on Switch? And I was like, holy crap. This is nuts. Like, it just blows me away. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like the SNES Classic has the better version. Because when I watched that trailer, I was not impressed.
No, I wasn't impressed either.
Like,
you're right.
For people that aren't impressed by Shenmue 3, you're going to be even more or less impressed with this game, because this game just looks bad. Like,
it doesn't look bad. It just looks
it looks bad. It looks bad. Average. It looks bad. Look at Final Fantasy 15 Mobile looks better than this. And that's the truth.
I don't know, man. Like, if the Switch gets this Final Fantasy 15 mobile game and it doesn't get Secret of Mana, then I'm like, well,
I like that Final Fantasy 15 mobile game. It looks good, man.
I don't know. I've not really looked into it. I've only seen like screenshots of it and stuff. But
watch the trailer. Watch the trailer of it. It actually plays pretty well. It looks good, man. They have the voice acting in it and all that stuff. So, little quick transition. The SNES Classic winner for pre-order finally in the United States. They sold out so quickly. Do you feel like this means bad things come launch day in terms of stock?
Yeah, I do. You should be worried. Everyone in America, not just America, all over the world, people should be worried.
Well, you guys didn't have as much issue getting them, right?
Well,
your pre-order stayed up a little bit longer than ours.
There wasn't as much of a mix-up over here as you've had over there. Like, you've had a lot of things where it goes up by accident, then they cancel pre-orders, and then pre-orders go up in the middle of the night, and then nobody could get them, and then people are using robots online to get them for them. And I didn't hear about any of that crazy stuff over here. Like, they did go up, and people managed to get them. I managed to get one, luckily, and yeah, so I've not had like the trouble that you guys have had, but I still feel like Nintendo have not learned their lesson about supply and demand, and I feel like they're doing it deliberately. Like, they want it to be a hot item that everyone's talking about.
So I disagree, and this is why I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
So the bots, there are scalpers that are using these bots, and when I read into it to find out the information, this is crazy what these things do. Literally, all I would have to do is put in my credit card information. I would tick off the stores that I want,
mm-hmm.
and then that is it. And I put how many I want. And when those things go live, it automatically just goes and buys up until it meets the quantity. So let's do a hypothetical. Say
mm-hmm.
I want 50 of these, right? I got the credit card set up. It's ready to go. Best Buy opens up. And it, real quick, boom, 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 hits me 25, right? Done. Now Walmart goes up. It'll try to get the next 25. If it only gets 10, when Target goes up, it goes for the next 15. Until I get what I asked for, I can get them. It is insane that these people don't even have to sit at their computers. They just have to have the computer on and running, and that's it. So while we're what's happening? So essentially, what's happening is Walmart went up, and it was they were gone in 6 minutes. Toby, 6 minutes. Now, when you look, and this is why I say this is a little weird. When you look at like Best Buy and Amazon, the ones that went up in the middle of the night, they stayed up for about 30 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. Then Walmart goes up in the middle of the afternoon, and it's up for literally 6 minutes. Something is not right. Something doesn't add up. Then today, or yesterday, Amazon announces that they are going, or actually it was Friday, Amazon announced that they are now starting to cancel orders. And what they're doing is if you ordered more than one, they're canceling it.
Yeah, and you know what, right? Over here, a lot of websites do that. Game always says one per customer. Mm-hmm. And it is, when people can order multiple versions, that's not Nintendo's fault. That is the seller's fault.
Well,
so
that's where these bots come into play. Because what's happening is the person's doing one transaction, but then they're doing another transaction. So when I go to buy something from Amazon, it only allows me to pick one. Mm-hmm. Right? And then buy. But it doesn't lock me out from going back to that item later. So I could technically go back and order a second.
Well, that's ridiculous.
So with these bots...
It should be on your account.
Well, it should be. It should be. But what's happening is these bots are going in and they're reordering over and over. And it's so quick that you as a human can't keep up with it. That's what's happening. On the hindsight now, Amazon has seen what's going on. And Amazon is now going, okay, now we're canceling. Dude, these things are up already on eBay for $400.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So if eBay's not going to help with the issue, because they don't care, because they're making money off it.
No, they don't care.
It's good to see that Amazon stuff.
However, eBay did do that thing where they took down pre-orders because they have a policy in place.
Yeah, for 30 days.
You can't sell a pre-order within like over 30 days before it comes out. So, but that's not going to change when it. Like now, because it's only a month away.
But here's the thing. This is the funny thing. So this is what I feel, and this is why I say this. The pre-orders I don't feel are a true gauge of what the stock will be, because I feel like in this particular case, because Nintendo has already come out immediately after the pre-orders and said we will have more in stores than what were pre-ordered. I feel like this is Wave 4 of the Amiibo all over again. So when Wave 4 of the Amiibo hit, it was like all the other waves prior. They went up, they were gone that quick, people were frustrated. But when you actually hit the stores that day, they had an abundance of stock. And I really feel... Man. I don't know, man. I really feel like this is not... I feel like the pre-orders is a tale of scalpers. I don't feel like the pre-orders is a true tale of, here we go, here's the same old, same old. Like, this is going to be a little bit differently. Toys R Us has refused to put them up for pre-order. Toys R Us is basically saying, like, first come, first serve that day. And with Toys R Us, people are getting frustrated because they're like, oh, well, the scalpers just go buy them up. No, because Toys R Us is very strict.
Yeah.
Like they give you a ticket. They come out, get in a single file line. They give you a ticket. You buy one, and that's it.
Toys R Us are smart doing that because they get people in their store, and when they're in there, people look at other stuff. Like, they're not just going for the SNES. So that's probably a good idea for a retailer.
That's what they should all do. The only one that should be doing online is Amazon. That's it. Everybody else should be like, you come in the store that day, let's go. Done. Because, okay, so years ago, I used to work at Best Buy. Right, me and Nick from Next Level Games, we had this conversation a couple weeks ago, and he said it to me. He was like, dude, it is so stupid. He goes, if I'm doing something special at my store, I want you to come to my store. I want you to try to buy more stuff than the one thing that I'm discounting or doing a deal with. Yeah. I remember years ago, I worked at Best Buy during a holiday, and the Beatles had a #1 album coming out. So it was basically an album with all of their #1 hits on it.
Yeah.
It was a huge thing. It was a Best Buy exclusive, and it was marked it was only like $10, something like that. And typically albums were like $15, $20 at that time.
Yeah.
So it was like $10, and we had a huge meeting about it. And they were like, look, guys, you're going to see a lot of people coming in asking for this Beatles album. We're going to put them further in the store. Don't let them just grab it and go. Try to talk to them about stuff. See if they're looking for anything else. See if there's anything like this is an opportunity for us to sell other items, and that's that was our mission. These people would come in, hey, and they basically what they would do is they would say to us like, look, here's some other stuff that they might be interested in. Here's some other Beatles stuff. Take them over there. Show them like these box sets of Beatles album and all these different things. Like. When they pick up this, try to move them down this aisle. Like, we strategically set stuff up to help us sell more stuff to these people because that was the whole concept. You're going to use that item to get them in the store and sell more. I don't understand why. Like I said, Amazon should be the only one because Amazon doesn't have retail outlets. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. I don't know, man.
One of the main reasons why I still don't have faith in Nintendo's ability to supply enough for demand is with Amiibo, because right now I'm missing the Cloud Amiibo and both Bayonetta Amiibos and Malcorian, and they're nowhere to be found. Like, online, they're sold out everywhere still. And
they'll be back.
They won't.
Yes, they will.
All the Zelda ones still sold out, like everywhere.
We've gotten restocks of all that stuff. I walked into. See, because you keep them closed up, because you don't open them up, I could be sending you these, man. I could walk right in my store and pick them up and send them to you.
Yeah.
But because you're a stickler, you got to have them all in the package.
I am a stickler.
You little son of a... no, but I don't know. I feel like I'm more of a wait and see on this one because I really feel like they got burned so bad with the NES. They don't want the same thing to happen. I'm fully aware that Nintendo is loving the hype. They eat this up because they're on the lips of everybody. Like, this is this is going to be the most sought after item, and I think what they're hoping is hey, you go in the store, look for an SNES Classic, you can't get it. Oh, here you go. Why don't you buy this thing? And there's a Switch laying there. Like, that is. Is
there a Switch laying there? Who knows?
Not really. Not really.
Oh my god.
Who knows? You know what I mean? But I think that I would hope. I'm trying to just stay optimistic because of all the comments that have been coming out of Nintendo of America. When I'm looking at everything, I just don't feel like the pre-orders are a tale of the whole story, and I think I want to just still remain patient. I feel like Nintendo has definitely dropped the ball with this because their messaging is a garbage. They need to jump ahead of this and tell people, like, hey, guys, like, this will be, like, I said this before, and I feel like they need to just be progressive and be ahead of things and just be like, hey, we're going to have pre-order setting. This is, we're going to have 100, like, you look at the Switch. The Switch, they told us, launch day, there's going to be 2 million that you can buy. So you better go get them. Do the same thing. Just be like, hey guys, we're going to have 1 million at launch day, of this thing. And then throughout the rest of the year, we're looking to do another 2 to 3 million, whatever it is, and be done. It's just, it's nuts that they're just kind of being so tight-lipped with it. And that's what I feel causes more frustration than anything. Yeah. If they were just upfront and honest, I don't think people would be pissed off about it. So
yeah, it's true.
Okay, so time for us to jump into Hot Off the Presses, our little news segment where Toby brings 3 Sony stories, I bring 3 Nintendo stories. We talk about them, discuss them, whatever. He picks a story he wants to hear about Nintendo. I pick the one he wants to hear about Sony. Toby, what are your 3?
Well, I only have 2
now. You have 2 now because you had to blab about.
Blabbed about Shenmue.
Oh my god.
So, news story number 1: Naughty Dog is hiring everyone right now.
Really?
And second news story: Gamescom. They announced a new Pro PlayStation 4 controller.
I don't care about that. Let's talk about Naughty Dog.
All right, so the article, this is from Push Square. Push Square is a really good website, by the way, for PlayStation news. Like, you Google PlayStation news, Push Square comes up. Like, you should check it out if you're into PlayStation
independent
stuff.
Company? Is it
independent
indie one. That's cool.
So it looks like The Last of Us Part 2 is about to enter full production as Naughty Dog is hiring for, a frightening number of new positions. The award-winning developers looking for everything from artists to programmers to designers to animators to, you get the picture. You can find more through here. There's a link to everyone that they're hiring. Mm-hmm. Despite being announced last year, the studios had a skeleton crew preparing the next adventure for full production, whilst the rest of the team developed Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. But it looks like now it's time for them to change gears, and hence why they're hiring so many people. So it seems like maybe The Last of Us Part 2 is going to be a quite far away, like Sony first said when they announced it. So it seems like they're going into the proper production of it. Like, they've built the groundwork for it, but now they're moving full swing into the game. So, so are you excited for Part 2?
Oh my god, yes. My god, yes, dude. I cannot wait for this. I have my feelings on it. I have my feelings of what it's going to be, but man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. And I mean, if you want to discuss what I feel like it's going to be or what I think the storyline is, we could do, but I don't know that you want to have that topic.
I don't know. Maybe that's the one for another day because we could go into that quite in depth, I think.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. And we'll go into Lost Legacy in a minute when we talk about what we're playing, but I don't know, man. I think they're on a roll.
Naughty Dog is phenomenal, man.
Yeah, they've been on a roll for years.
They're one of the best studios there is, man. I will forever be in love with that studio, man. That is the one reason I will forever hang on to a PlayStation is for them. And it's funny because this is a person that never played an Uncharted game. Played Last of Us because I heard all the raving and the reviews about it, and I was like, I'm gonna try, and I fell in love with that studio. Went back, played all the Uncharted, played Uncharted 4. I love this studio, man. They are just phenomenal. They are hands down, in my mind, it's Nintendo Naughty Dog. That's it. There is no better. I think they beat Capcom. I think they beat everything out there. They are the top dog in terms of studios. They literally, man. Yeah, literally. So, okay. So for me, I got my 3 Nintendo stories: Breath of the Wild DLC in Monster Hunter Double Cross, Fire Emblem Warriors Resolution, and some new stuff that just hit for Splatoon 2.
Let's go Monster Hunter.
Okay, the DLC will include 3 unique items from the world of Breath of the Wild. Hunters can craft and equip armor featuring the Hylian hood and Champion's tunic with a Sheikah slate hanging from the belt. That's cool. Players can also weld a bow styled after the Guardian weapon and from the latest Legend of Zelda game. To round out the set, even the feline sidekicks, the Palecos, however you say that, can disguise themselves as adorable Kuroks. Really? Yeah, man.
That's pretty neat.
It's kind of neat, dude. You see the little cats running around and stuff, and they're dressed like Kuroks. I watched the trailer on it. It looks pretty cool, man. You see this character just like Link. He has the hood on, and he's got the Sheikah slate and the sword and the shield, and he's doing damage. He's climbing up walls and stuff and doing stuff, and then he busts out the bow.
That's pretty interesting that they're doing so many crossovers with Zelda now. What else was it? Skyrim. Like
Skyrim's
there's Zelda stuff, because it seems like Nintendo are baiting these third parties. They're like, put your game on a console, and we'll, in return, you can borrow something from Zelda. Like,
well, the thing too is that like on previous Monster Hunter games,
yeah,
Zelda was all involved in it, and they always did stuff like this. Like,
yeah,
it's really cool, man. It really is. It looks amazing. Like, if you're a Zelda fan, go check it out. If you're a Monster Hunter fan, definitely go check it out. Like, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's
so
cool.
Rather than the rewind, this week we're going to do a little bit more of what we're playing. I think we're going to flip-flop occasionally and bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
I enjoyed talking about this last week. It's been a while since we've done something like this. And so Toby asked me again if we could do it again today. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do this. So,
yeah, you know why? Because there's so many games I'm playing right now. I'm playing like 10 different games.
Oh my
it's
God.
crazy.
Okay, go ahead. What
But the main one I really want to talk about today is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
I'm curious to hear about this one because I didn't buy this yet. But
because I wasn't into it when the trailers came, but then like I thought, Uncharted 4, I got an itching for it. Like it's gonna be very similar, so I'll buy it. It's 20. I think I paid £23. It's like a budget game. Like it's so unbelievable value for money, I think, because it's like a 10-hour game for like 20 something pounds. And it is the most gorgeous game I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
I thought Uncharted 4 was gorgeous, but no, like Uncharted 4 has nothing on the Lost Legacy.
Oh my God.
Like there was times in Uncharted 4 where I was just admiring the scenery. Like they have a counter in the menu of how long you stand still for, and like in the Lost Legacy, like I found myself like stopping and just looking at like the vistas and the detail and stuff. Like I seriously, their art team must be 10 times bigger than any other team like ever. Like the amount of detail is crazy. Like, all right, you do see like the occasional repeated like set of drawers here and there. Like there's this colorful set of drawers that you see a lot, but other than that, they do like a real good job with the art in this game. And obviously it plays very similar to Uncharted 4. So if you are a fan of that, then that's great. They added like a lockpick mini game. Like there's all of a sudden there's a lot of locked chests everywhere and doors, and it's very simple, but I guess it sort of breaks it up, makes it a little bit different. But I wouldn't say if it's anything special, you know, this lockpicking game. But
how do you feel about the story?
You know what? I don't like Chloe and Nadine. Like I don't really have an opinion on it. Like the characters themselves, like they're fine. They're not Nathan Drake and Sully, and like I think they'll grow on me over time. Like they have the similar sort of banter going on, and they do mention like stuff from previous Uncharted here and there, you know, because she hung around with Drake in Uncharted 2, I think. So, but like the actual gameplay is a bit different as well in terms of the environments, because it starts off quite linear, but then you get to more open places. So, you know, you had the Jeep section in Uncharted 4, and that was big, but there's a section like Chapter 3 when you get to, like, it's a much more open environment design. Like, you can go to, like, one of 3 different places. Like, so you can explore this environment in different order. So you have a different experience each time. So, but it is, in that respect, like, it is quite daunting because Uncharted has this thing where you find the hidden treasures. And if you're a collector and you want to get everything in the game, like, because it's such a big environment, you find yourself jumping out of the Jeep every 5 seconds to check the bushes and stuff. And that can get a little bit annoying. It's a little bit like a problem I had with BioShock Infinite. I was bin diving constantly. Like, the whole game, I was just rooting through bins because I wanted to find all the treasure and everything. So, really, that's down to the type of player you are. But, yeah, like, it is just phenomenal, though. And I don't know. Everything about the game is just great. So
it's awesome. I'm gonna have to check it out. I definitely will check it out. I'll probably buy it this week. I got Mario Rabbids that I'm buying Tuesday.
Yes.
So I'm kind of like,
we'll see. I'm hyped.
Yeah, man, I am too. I cannot wait for that game. That game is gonna be awesome.
What do you think about the season pass? By the way, they announced season pass for Rabbids.
Man, people are like getting so bent out of shape about it, and I feel like it's right on par with Zelda. Like, I feel like...
Well, yeah. In fact, it's better than Zelda.
Yeah,
like,
I look at it, I go,
the stuff they're offering.
So you start off, you get eight weapons when it starts, right? So
yeah.
In Zelda, they gave you the stupid switch shirt, and they gave you like some arrows and some meat or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, so stupid when you bought the DLC.
Yeah.
Then And by the way, they hid them throughout the damn world. They didn't tell you where you had to go find them someplace on the plateau. Yeah. So that was number one. So when the first pack came out, they gave you hard mode, and they gave you the Master Trials. This gives you a bunch of co-op maps and a bunch of solo player maps that you can go back and play stuff and all that. The third on both of them is storyline content.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they're very similar. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually... With Zelda, I was like... I played it. I think I played it for like 5 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I want more of this. So I immediately went and bought the DLC.
Yeah.
With this, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it for a couple hours. See if I like it. If I truly like the game, then I'm going to go buy it. You know what I mean? Cause
same here, yeah.
My thing is this, like... You and I we both like these style games. We both like turn-based strategy games. Like, dude, if I got the DLC for Heist because I loved Heist. You know what I mean? Like, if you give me more maps, you give me more stuff, you give me more things to do, like, I'm going to jump on it, man. Absolutely. So, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? So, for myself, obviously, I play a little bit of Chicken Wiggle. Splatoon, man, I've been playing Splatoon like crazy, man. Still, I'm like over 80 hours now on that game.
Wow,
like I'm just socking time away on this thing.
Dude, that's
like,
amazing.
I just reached level 31 last night.
Level 31. What was the level cap on the
50.
First game? 50, right?
It's 50 on the first game. It's right at 50. So okay, when you played the first Splatoon, the level capped at level 20.
Yeah, that's awful.
Then they expanded it to 50 after a little bit of time.
Okay.
This one they just started it right at 50. I went in. I picked my team for the Splatfest, which is I picked Invisibility because it seemed like a lot of people were going Invisibility, so I went that way. But it's actually more 50-50 split than the other two. Yeah, the other two Splatfest.
So you're not having invisibility versus invisibility matches.
Well, you would think you're still going to get some of those, but it shouldn't be as bad as Ketchup versus Mayo, where it was just like we were playing Ketchup all the time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I'm going to actually jump into some Minecraft today. I'm going to play it on the stream. But you know something, dude? I wanted to bring this up to you. Now, you didn't buy it for the Wii U, but did you see where they're going to actually let you transfer your worlds from the Wii U over to the Switch?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
That is cool,
That's really awesome, man, because I have a couple of worlds on my Wii U that were like massive builds that I was involved in doing, and I would love to get them over on the Switch and start playing them again. Like, it'd be a lot of fun.
That would be cool.
I would love if I could take my one from the PlayStation and bring that over. Because that's my favorite. The one I have there is...
Sony's not going to let that happen.
No, I know. I know they're not.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, apparently Sony and Microsoft are in talks to work on crossplay. So,
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know that
Sony would be good,
but it would be good, man. Listen, in terms of for gamers, it's a good move. Like, if I could play Rocket League with my friends, if I could play... Minecraft with my friends, like, dude, it's a no-brainer, man. I think it's
speaking of Rocket League, those Mario, Luigi, and Samus cars,
do they look nice or what, man? Yeah. I saw them and I was like, I saw the Mario and the Luigi.
That's another thing. Like Nintendo is saying, here, let's partner. We'll put our character stuff in your game, like. I don't know who's asking who in terms of this, but like if it's Nintendo, like I say, like encouraging people to put their games over, because people will know that Nintendo games sell on Nintendo hardware, and a lot of the time third parties don't get anywhere near as much in terms of sales. But like having these partnerships go on, like people are going to be much more into like these third party games when Nintendo stuff's involved.
People are so pissed too that they're exclusive to the Switch. Like,
good.
I know. Like,
that's good for Nintendo. Like,
it's very good for Nintendo.
Obviously, yeah.
It's like, hey, if you want these things, you got to buy a Switch. I'm happy because I have a Switch, so I'm like, this is perfect for me. But man, I'll tell you what, I mean, like, it's amazing. Like, when I first started watching the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, that's a cool looking Mario Kart. That's a cool looking Luigi Kart. Like, that's neat. And then when they started, when the Metro music hit, I was like, oh, that car is awesome. That car is amazing. I cannot wait for this game. I really can't. Like, this is probably one of my most hyped for the end of the year. Like, I can't wait for this game.
Oh, you know what? Just quickly, I saw another news article about FIFA on Switch, and they said it runs 60 frames a second, docked and undocked.
Yep.
I'm like, all right, thumbs up. Like, you're doing a good job there. Like,
dude, I watched the gameplay footage during Gamescom. That game looks amazing, dude.
Yeah.
It looks just like every other FIFA game. There is no difference between them.
Yeah, they're not skimping. Like, that is great, because I was so worried that they would from everything that happened with the Wii U.
And there's people that are complaining. They need to double check this, because I'm pretty sure I read this when it all went down. Was they were saying like, oh well, you don't have the solo player campaign where you go through. No, my understanding is that EA put it in. The difference is you're just not getting the cutscenes. So you're getting like probably more like you have to read text and stuff, and it's you know, they might show like a still shot or something like that. Hey man,
I don't know. I think just look into that, but
you have to look into that. But if that's the case, dude, this game is. It looks really good, man. It really does. I'm impressed. It played so fluid. Like, when I was watching these guys play, I was like, I can't see the difference between this and the other FIFAs. Like, it just looks... They custom build it for the Switch from the ground up. Like, I'm excited. Yeah. I really am, because I'm looking, I'm going, does this mean Madden's coming next? Like,
well, you know, hopefully, because... Obviously, doing that is not cheap. Like, I hope the game sells well, so they make their money back on it. But
I'm buying this game. Yeah. I'm buying this game full force, man. If you buy it, let me know, because we'll play.
Yeah, I will.
I'll school you at some soccer.
All right, Bobby. Rein it in.
Listen, just because you play it,
Bobby, I don't know how American football works. Like. As if I'm going to say to you, I'll smoke you at Madden.
I know how...
It's not going to happen.
Dude, do you know that I used to play soccer in school when I was a kid?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you know? I used to play rounders at school. That doesn't make me a baseball expert. Come on, Bobby.
Soccer and football are the same thing, man. It's just a different name. Don't hate on the player, man. It's not don't hate me, man, because when I smoke you, I don't want to hear nothing, Toby.
We'll see about that, Bobby.
You get it. We'll see what happens.
We'll stream it.
We'll stream it, and everybody can be like, look at Toby and Bobby go. Look at Bobby kicking Toby's arse all up and down the field. So, anyway, that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. Be sure to check us out over on iTunes, Dayspace.com, Google Play. Dayspace is eventually, I believe, at the end of next month, looking at possibly getting a nice, beautiful upgrade to the website.
Cool.
Getting rid of all that minimalist stuff, and we got Seth Hay. We're in talks with Seth Hay, getting over there, so we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah, Seth does amazing stuff, man. He's
really
talented.
Yeah.
You can follow Toby on the Twitters at Toby's_take. Go check out his latest video, man. It's the best games that nobody likes.
Bobby. The greatest games that no one loves.
Listen, I sent you that trailer, and you were like, "Oh, this is amazing." It said the best
you wowed me with all the graphics, and I didn't read the title.
Well, that's not my fault. So it is now called the best games that nobody loves.
Yeah,
this is what it's going to be.
You even called it nobody likes, and it's like, no, people like the game, I just don't love them.
Okay, well, I'll fix it on the next one. Moving forward, we'll change it. Anyway, it's really good. Kirby's Dream Course was done this week.
Also, I did a Smash Supremacy with TJ of Custom Conquest.
We're not here to plug TJ, okay?
No, TJ's great, man. TJ does such hard work.
I'm just teasing. I love TJ.
Yeah.
He's actually going to come on an episode of Nintendo Talk Live.
Oh, man.
I talked to him, and he was like, yeah, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love him, dude. He is so cool.
He is awesome.
He's pretty to look at, too. He's kind of
his teeth.
He's kind of dreamy, man.
Yeah, he is.
You can follow me at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
See you later, guys.
See you later, guys.
See you later, guys.
Ciao.